Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be.
Hey guys, and welcome to it. Today we are talking about my 2020 iPad Pro. Before we start, I just want you guys to know that if you've never been on my channel, hi, welcome. But I'm not like a hardcore technology channel. I don't know everything. Like, I'm not like a tech geek or anything, so I don't really go into many of the specs about things. So this review is going to be more from like a normal, average person perspective. Also, I have so many other videos about my iPad, so I will link those below for you guys in the description if you guys want to go and watch all of those to find out more information about my 2020 iPad Pro. Alright, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and let's get on into this. Alright, so I put out a community post today asking you guys some of the questions that you had about the iPad. So first we're going to go through all the frequently asked questions, and then I'll go into more of my personal review and like why I personally like it. Okay, question number 1. Has the iPad actually driven you to be more productive, or is it just more like any other gadget that is distracting you? That is honestly such a good question. When I bought it, I knew I was buying it for the purposes of helping my YouTube channel and making graphics and being able to edit in different ways and add cute little text and stuff on it, so I knew that I was personally going to be using it for my business. I haven't downloaded any games on it because I know that any games that I can get on my iPad, I usually have on my phone, and honestly, I don't play games. So I don't think that it's really distracting because normally anything that I'm designing is helping me out in some way for my business. So I truly don't think that it's very distracting for me, but if you're going to get it with the purposes of playing games and stuff as well, it might be. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Hold on, I'm going to change my phone case real quick because this has my merch design on it, and I probably might have accidentally flashed it to you, so. Okay, is taking notes on the iPad more convenient or the MacBook? So I took notes on my MacBook all this school year because I didn't have my iPad. I didn't get my iPad until after we got sent home, and then from there I didn't really have to take many notes because I wasn't going to lectures. So I don't really have much experience with note-taking on my iPad yet, but I do a little bit, so I'll give what I can. I don't know why, but I actually do like taking notes on a MacBook for some reason, more than I like it on my iPad with my Magic Keyboard right now. But with taking notes on your MacBook, you can't handwrite things, which is where the iPad comes in, so I really like taking notes handwritten on my iPad. I do struggle with the organization of my notes on GoodNotes, so I might try out Notability just because I've heard that the organization ways that you can organize it is a little easier to navigate. So that's just one thing that keeps me from doing it on my iPad. But yeah, I'll probably have to come back to that question in a little bit once next semester starts and I can actually go to lectures and take handwritten notes. Is it worth it, or should you just buy an older one for a cheaper price? Okay, if I'm being honest, I bought this 2020 iPad Pro because it was just the latest one that came out, and I didn't really look into any of the other ones. I just knew I wanted whatever was newest, so that's why I got this one. But now looking back at it, I totally could have survived with one of the older versions just because of the ways that I'm using it. Overall, this question just depends on what you want the iPad for. So I really only use my iPad for Procreate and GoodNotes and stuff, and you can get those all on the older version. So I definitely personally would have been fine with one of the older models, so I think if you're looking to save money, maybe go ahead and buy an older model. Just look into it and make sure that it can do everything that you're wanting it to do. When you write with the iPad Pro, does it change your handwriting, and is there a specific way to hold the Apple Pencil? Okay, let's go ahead and try this out. So what I also really like about my iPad is that I can put my hand on it and it has the hand palm rejection, so that's super nice. So let's just write. And on the iPad, it definitely depends like what brush you're using and everything, so. Okay, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty similar. It doesn't really mess up my handwriting or anything, and yeah. And with holding an Apple Pencil, I don't think that there's really any certain way that you have to hold it. You can hold it just however you normally hold a pencil. I don't know, I hold it how I normally hold a pencil, so yeah. Really quick, I wanted to let you guys know about something that has been crucial to my iPad Pro experience, and that is the Paperlike screen protector. If you guys watched my iPad Pro unboxing video, I did mention that I was going to look into getting a Paperlike screen protector, and that was before I had even partnered with Paperlike. So with that, I just wanted you guys to understand that this is an honest opinion, and I was going to buy one of these before they even sponsored me. Anyways, you guys can grab yourself a Paperlike screen protector with the link in my description or in the pinned comment. At first, when I saw the price of the screen protector, I was a little hesitant, but then I realized that you get 2 screen protectors. So here's what it looks like, not on the iPad, and then here's what it looks like on my iPad. So Paperlike mimics the feel of writing on paper as well as the sound that comes with writing on the paper. So it seriously feels so genuine and like you're actually writing on paper, which is fantastic. It also allows you to have more control over your Apple Pencil when you're writing, sketching, or drawing. It drastically reduces the glare and amount of fingerprints that you get on your screen. I completely 100% recommend this Paperlike screen protector. Like, writing without the screen protector now just makes me cringe. I don't know. I don't even know how I functioned without it before I got it. Can the iPad Pro fully replace the 13-inch MacBook Pro for school? I have an entire video of this on my channel. I'll link it up here somewhere for you. It answers all your questions. I'm not gonna waste your time right now because there's a whole video on that and most of you might have already watched it, so yeah, go watch that. What do you prefer using, the MacBook or iPad Pro? Alright, so this definitely depends on what I'm using it for. So my MacBook, I prefer to edit on my MacBook and do most of my school assignments on, right now at least. But then I prefer to use my iPad for design things, so I think it just really depends on what I'm using it for and what I need things for, so yeah. Does the iPad itself, without any screen protector, wear out the Apple Pencil's tip easily / fast? So with this, honestly, I felt like my Apple Pencil tip wore out super fast without a screen protector. I don't know, that might be an unpopular opinion. Seriously, after a while, when I didn't have a screen protector on it, I could just feel like, I don't know, maybe like the rubber on the just glass wasn't working out well. It was just being really weird and it would catch and just, I don't know. And then I put the Paperlike screen protector on it and it works fine. I don't have any problems now. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. Alright, so now we're getting into my personal actual review and opinion about the iPad Pro. We're gonna do this in sort of like a pros and cons style. So we're going to start with the cons and then we'll end with the positives so we end on a nice little happy note. Alright, so the first con is that I do not enjoy typing on it without the Magic Keyboard on it. So a lot of the times right now I'm not in classes, so I don't have the Magic Keyboard on it. So anytime I need to type something, I have to type just on the screen and I don't know why. I just don't really like it overall, so just that's something that's negative for me. Another con is that I honestly don't use it that much. Like, I use it, but I could definitely be using it more. I would say the main thing that I normally use this for is like designing and things for YouTube. I wish I could find some more purposes. Hopefully I'll use it more when the school year actually starts. But yeah, I definitely don't use it a lot for the price that I paid for it. If I would have gotten maybe a different generation of it, maybe it would have been a little more worth my money. But yeah, another con is that the camera bulges out off of the iPad. I talked in my iPad accessories video that I had to get a cute little glass screen protector to go over the camera because I got nervous of how many times I was sitting it down whenever I took the Magic Keyboard off. So the camera just made me nervous because I know how expensive it was for the camera. And then my last con is something that I somewhat mentioned earlier, is that I just kind of get annoyed with taking notes on it because I lose my notes pretty often. I haven't quite figured out a perfect organization way on how to organize all of my notes, which then leads to me just getting annoyed with taking notes on this because I don't want to lose them. So I'll just run and grab a notebook and just start writing on my notebook rather than on my iPad. Now for some pros, I think that this iPad is amazing for designing. I seriously love using it for Procreate and everything. I love how smooth the Apple Pencil writes on it. Like, I can't really think of any other way that I could design other than on an iPad, and I'm just really happy with this one and all of its features that it has. I absolutely love the size that I got. I have the 11-inch iPad Pro. A lot of you guys ask if I would have rather had the 12.9, and I honestly don't think I would like that. I have the 13-inch MacBook Pro, which I already think is somewhat big, and I didn't want anything that close in size to my MacBook, so I'm really happy with the 11-inch. I think it's perfect for everything that I need to do. It's great for design. I can still take really good notes on them, so yeah, everything fits on the page. I love the Apple Pencil with the iPad. I think that the Apple Pencil is a must if you have an iPad, or just any type of stylus that'll work. You might not have to have the Apple Pencil, I don't know. I just think it's amazing how well it picks up and all the different things that I'm able to do with the Apple Pencil on the iPad. Like, if I didn't have my Apple Pencil, I don't think I would get as much use out of the iPad. Does that make any sense? Hopefully it does. I also think that the sidecar feature is really cool, so you can like actually hook your iPad up as a second screen to your MacBook, which is really interesting. I have only done it a couple times, but I do think it's really neat how they offer that for you to be able to do. And then lastly, I like how you can have two side-by-side screens on the iPad itself.
Now every day is a challenge. Top down, blowing smoke out. It's not good for my balance. It sounds great, but I'm burnt out. 'Cause now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can.
So if you have like one tab with YouTube and then the other one with your notes and you're taking notes over a video for class, I think it's really nice how it lets you do that, because I definitely do a lot of multitasking like that on my MacBook, so yeah. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram. I'm so happy to have you guys here, a part of my little community. I really am hoping that this video helped you out in at least some way. I know I'm not the most tech genius, so hopefully this can still help you. And I'm so sorry if I didn't. Thanks for watching anyways. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys here again on my channel sometime soon.
I was frozen, thinking, flashing back, I can't live in the moment. My heart's still in the past, but we ain't spoken. Since you left me broken. said that you needed solace.